Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Friday Fun with the Creativity Cave. I am so excited to share with you a really sweet fall card with a creative color combination, and I think you're going to love this project. I am going to be using this color combination, which is kind of interesting. It's different. Wild Wheat, Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, and Fresh Freesia. Now, you might not think of this color combo to work with this stamp set, the Pick of the Patch, but it's a pretty dang cute bundle. There's, of course, the coordinating punch, which we're going to use along with this really awesome stamp set. So I'm going to start out with a half sheet of Petal Pink cardstock. And we're going to give that a good crease with my bone folder. Now, all of the supplies that I'm using today can be purchased in my online store. And of course, your business would be so greatly appreciated. It helps me continue to bring awesome free videos just like this one to you. Now, I've got a piece of vanilla. This is going to go on the inside of our card, and we'll come back to that here in just a moment. And then I've got a 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece of vanilla for the outside of my card. We're going to start by doing a little stamping. And I'm going to start by, well, I'm going to open up all my ink pads here. And I'm going to start with Flirty Flamingo, which, as everyone knows, is the traditional color of Halloween. Well, I'm kind of kidding about that. Mostly. But I'm going to take and place my cardstock under some paper just because it's a rough surface that I stamp on here. So I'm just going to stamp that first pumpkin in Flirty Flamingo. Then I'm going to use Fresh Freesia, obviously the second most popular color for Halloween. And we'll stack that right on top. Then I'm going to continue with Petal Pink, another traditional Halloween color. Of course, I kid. And then finally, I'm going to put a Cutie Patootie Calypso Coral color, which is probably the closest to a Halloween color that we're going to get. Now, I love the stack of these, but I want to be able to tuck in some of the stems for my pumpkins. And to do that, what I'm going to do is actually stamp each of these pumpkins on a scrap, and then we're going to punch or fussy cut. Now our punch is going to take care of 2 of these. So I'll repeat these on my scrap paper. Okay, and then on my punch, I know it's going to punch out like that. So we'll just do that way. Then we'll do our Petal Pink here. And finally, our Calypso Coral. I also want to add some greenery, and that's where that Wild Wheat is going to come in. Now for that, I'm going to take the leaf stamp, and I've got a little skinny piece, and I'll show you why this is really handy. This is about a 3/4 inch wide strip, and the reason it's so handy is because I can slip this into my punch. Now, I probably don't need all 5 of those. I think I only need 3, but it's always good to be covered. Okay, and then on the inside of my card, I want to add a couple more stamps. So I'm actually going to do, let's see, this smaller one in some Fresh Freesia, and then kind of this other one in Petal Pink. And we'll cut those out as well. Now, this is a Halloween card, so I'm going to add, with a little bit of black ink, my jack-o'-lantern face, which is just so cute. So we'll ink that up with some black ink and stamp that on there just like so. And then I'm also going to do it for this pumpkin that's going to go on the inside of my card. All right, let's start punching. So as mentioned, I just love that this punch does such a good job of cutting out those 2 larger pumpkins. The rest are really easy to fussy cut, but this sure makes quick work of everything, which is, of course, the best part about pumpkins. Now I'm also going to punch my leaves. Oh, we need to punch some stems as well. We'll catch those in just a second. Now, if you're like me, your punches, I think that one just went in my mouth. They seem to generally be flopping and hitting me in the chest. Some of them are sticking to my chest. So, you know, just always check the girls out to make sure you've got all of the stray leaves when you're looking for where things went. I'm just it's a tip. I just literally pulled those off my chest. It's just a tip for you. You know, stamping is all about tips and tricks, right? All right, so I've got these done. Now I'm going to fussy cut these. And like I said, this is pretty easy. We're just going to leave a little border, just like our punch is leaving a border around the image. And whenever I fussy cut, I like to hold my snips in place and then move my paper for a nice even result. And we'll continue going around. This little set is so cute. In fact, it's so stinking cute. I have a class on it coming up, and I would love to have you be a part of it. We're going to make 8 awesome cards. And the really fun thing about the class is you can make them Halloween cards or just kind of general fall cards, which is very handy. That's the versatility of this stamp set, which is just awesome. All right. So we'll finish cutting these. Now, if you're interested in my class, there is a link in the description of this video that you can actually email me to get the registration. I would love to have you be a part of it. It's going to be oh so much fun. And we're going to explore some other creative color combinations for our projects in that class as well. So I think you're going to love it. Okay, now I mentioned I needed some stems, so let's stamp those real quick, and then our punch is going to punch those out. So I'm just going to stamp, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this will work. All right, so I'm going to punch my bottom ones first down here. 1, 2, and then my top ones. And the reason I did my bottom ones first is so that I didn't cut off. You can see my punch would cut off the bottom row if I didn't do, whoops, that one moved on me. There we go. Again, check your chest for those stems because that's probably where you're going to find them. Okay, now we've got all our parts and pieces. Let's start putting this card together. Excuse me, I want to add a little bit of fun to this. So we're going to mount those right over the top, popped up, of course. I mean, I think we all could see that one coming. But I also want to add a little bit of flourish to this. So there's these cute little vine curlicues, and we're going to take and add a couple of those. So I'm going to stamp one right here, and then without re-inking, I'm going to stamp it again right there. I'm going to do this one maybe once more up here, and then we'll do this one. Now I'm going to make this one just a little shorter by just simply not inking up the whole thing. That way it's a little bit smaller in size. And then we'll repeat that process once more and place that one right over there. Oops, I didn't ink that up very good now, did I? Let's see if we can see if the stamping gods are with us today and we can line this back up. I feel like I can do it. Oh, magical. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to take and pop those pumpkins up, and then we'll slip the little stems underneath. So I just, oops, need some dimensionals. And dimensionals are like the best ever. Are you a dimensional user in your projects? I love adding dimensionals to things. I just think it adds such a nice touch. We'll pop up the bottom 3 pumpkins. So our fresh freesia, of course, our flirty flamingo we've got down, and our petal pink. And then that last one, we're just going to adhere on top. Okay, so this is really easy to line up. Now you might wonder, well, do I even need to stamp that row underneath? And I just think it's easy to help you line everything up and then add, you know, the little curly cues and whatnot so that it's in the order you want it to be. Of course, it's totally up to you, but I do think it helps to do that. Now, a little trick, I'm going to take and put that small pumpkin on a glue dot, and then I'm going to actually stack one more glue dot right on top. So there's 2 glue dots. That's going to partially lift this up. So it's less than like a full dimensional of lift, but it's still a little lift. Everybody likes lift, right? Okay, so now I'm going to tuck in my little stems, and these are so cute and easy to add. Goodness, I've got a hair coming off my head. We don't need that on our card. Okay. And then I also am going to add some leaves to this. So I'll take 3 of my leaves that we punched. Okay. Oh, glue dots are just the best. All right. So actually I'm going to start with my stems. So we'll put one up there. One tucked in right there, kind of sticking out to one direction. This one will stick out kind of in the other direction, and it just slips right in between. So handy. And then, of course, our jack-o'-lantern at the bottom. Now let's add those leaves. I, of course, like to curl things a little bit. So we'll take and stick that one right there. It's almost like our jack-o'-lantern has a bow. All right, we'll take another one right there. And our last one, I'm actually going to slip in between like that. Oh, so cute. All right, now we do happen to have a stack of floating jack-o'-lanterns. And while this is for Halloween, we want to kind of ground them, so to speak. So I'm going to take this little 3-leaf stamp, and we're going to add some leaves, like there's like falling leaves on the ground. And so I'll stamp these. You can see 3 times in full strength, and then without re-inking or stamping off, whatever you might need to do. We'll stamp them again, and then I'm going to clean my stamp on my Stampin' Scrub here and repeat that process with some petal pink leaves, because as we all know, there are petal pink leaves that fall on the ground for sure. But everything kind of coordinates nicely when you do the petal pink leaves on there like that. And that is just so stinking cute. Now we've got a little bit of space over here, so we want to add our sentiment, which is just a simple Happy Halloween. So we'll add that right there. Love it. And let's layer this baby up. So I've got a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch piece of wild wheat cardstock that we're going to adhere this to. And then we'll take and place it onto our card, popped up, of course. And then we've got to do our inside, because cards are just so darn cute when the insides are stamped. Wouldn't you agree? I love doing the inside of my cards. All right. So, oh, look at that. Now that looks fantastic, but wait till you see the inside. So we're going to do kind of a similar arrangement here where we have some leaves on the ground. And sorry, there was a little smudge on that piece of paper, so I thought I would clean it off. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp some leaves on here like so. And I'm turning my stamp kind of with each stamping so that they're not all completely even, you know, and the same. We want to see some differences. And there we go. One more full strength, one over here. Then I'll clean and we'll switch to our Petal Pink ink and repeat. I don't stamp off the Petal Pink because it's already pretty light, but I do move my stamp around so it's not all the same direction. All right, so there's our little bottom. Now we've got our two pumpkins, and this time I'm not actually going to punch the stems. I'm going to just stamp them. So I've got that one right there, and you can see I'm kind of moving things so I can figure out the position of where they're going to be situated on my card, and then we'll add a curly Q as well because it's just so cute, like that. All right. Oh, look at how cute that is. All right, so once again, we'll use our glue dots to attach this, and I'll do my trick of the double glue dot for this jack-o'-lantern here. So it's going to be popped up ever so slightly. Sometimes, by the way, it helps to press against the roll just to help it release a little better. And then I'm going to stack those two right on top of each other. We'll position it like that, and voila, perfection. Now I want to add another sentiment on the inside of my card, which says, "You're the pick of the patch," which is such a sweet saying. Like that. And then we also have this cute little black bird, and we're just going to stamp him right on top. In fact, maybe I'll kind of stamp him over here, just like that. All right, so there is the inside of our card. We can go ahead and place this inside, and we just need one final touch. I think we can all agree this card needs a little sparkle. So I'm going to take my adhesive backed sparkle gems, obviously, because what else would you use for this? And we're going to add a few of those with my Take Your Pick tool. Again, if you'd like to purchase any of the supplies I'm using today, you can shop my online store. I will have the links in the description of this video of the supplies that I used for you. And you can also check out my blog post with all of the details posted, as well as photos of my project. Now, isn't that cute? But wait, there's more. I also made this card in some just kind of fall colors. So I switched these colors to be pumpkin pie, Cajun craze, copper clay, and up here is wild wheat. And then my leaves are old olive. And I repeated that same kind of process. My leaves are, let's see, Cajun craze, old olive, and crushed curry. And then the inside of my card is just a little bit different, but generally this similar. So let me know which one you like best, the traditional fall card or the fun Halloween colors. I'd love to hear in the comments what you like, and don't forget to give me the thumbs up for this video. That helps me so much with the YouTube. And you can subscribe to my channel by clicking that little YouTube icon in the corner. Again, thank you so much for stamping with me. And if you'd like to be really inspired by this bundle, make sure and sign up for my online class that's coming out at the end of this month. We'd love to have you join us for all kinds of stamping fun. Thanks, friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.